welcome everybody. I am excited to get into the Carnivine buffs and changes, but quickly before I can do that, I want to have a little disclaimer to check out the move sheet down below, or actually the Google Sheet down below, in which you can find the move sheet. Anyway, that's in the description, and you can find a lot of the really important move buffs and changes in this hack. You can find out what all 130 plus custom new moves in this hack do, as well as the fact that, you know, basically every move is buffed or changed otherwise, so those are all super important. But with that being said, Carnivine has some really cool buffs and changes here. Yes, he is a grass dark type now. That's a pretty common type change in ROM hacks. It fits pretty well, fits well enough. You know, a couple other things could fit. He could always be pure grass. It's not like needed to have a dual typing, but offensively, a dual typing is always better than a pure typing, and it's not like Carnivine is the most defensive Pokemon, although I did give him a lot of really cool defensive utility. However, with the ability adaptability, he definitely wants that dark typing, and it does fit his descriptions in the Pokedex pretty well, talking about just how, like, he has a gluttonous and unruly temperament, and he attacks with a cavernous maw, and all this stuff, and he attracts prey, and he dandles and ambushes them. So yeah, it fits pretty well. I did remove Levitate. One of the few Pokemon I removed Levitate from. Mostly, I like to have a rule of thumb where if the Pokemon is floating at its model, it should either have Levitate or be immune to ground with, you know, flying typing or something. But there's a few exceptions like Celebi and in this case Carnivine, just because there was so many other abilities I wanted to give them. And honestly, like, Carnivine, like, he does not need it. He already resists ground and he has good bulk. Not that, like, it would be a bad ability, but I wanted something other than that ability to use. The ability is very fitting. You know, he's a carnivorous plant. It kind of fits a lot of different Pokemon, but, you know, Carnivine is pretty fitting of it. And he has really cool stuff to abuse with adaptability. So he has priority with Seed Shot and Sucker Punch for dual stab, as well as First Impression, which you could use if you wanted to for certain boss fights. But mostly it's just Seed Shot and Sucker Punch with 116 base attack, which is really strong. And then he has tons of powerful stab options. Throughout the game, he like gets more and more of them, but, you know, really powerful ones like Wicked Blow and Frenzy Plant, and Payback is really strong, and Vine Lashes is great. That drops the opponent's defense in its 2 hits, and all kinds of fun stuff. Crunch is really strong. Hell Thrust. Seed Bomb even is strong. All these moves are great, so, you know, you can kind of pick and choose between those moves. But most importantly, you have that priority spam. Not to mention, you do have a pretty good speed tier of 91. Reason being, he does fly around and stuff, and so I figured, you know, 91 speed, who cares? Give it to him. It's a good speed tier. I did lower his special attack. A lot of the Pokemon in this, like, batch of Sinnoh Pokemon that had the special attack or whatever min-maxed a bit. It's not, I don't do that often, honestly. I just really wanted him to be pretty tanky for regenerator purposes. Not like unreasonably tanky, because he is just a Venus flytrap, but, you know, reasonably tanky. 84 base HP is pretty damn good, definitely above average. And then you have solid 82 base defenses, which you can use. Actually, sorry, 92 SPDF as well, because some grass types have weirdly high SPDF stats, and I just kind of wanted it to be, like, pretty usable bulky wise. So with Regenerator, that's great. Keep in mind, in his ROM hack, you do have access to infinite usability capsules, so you can easily switch between your abilities. So he has the incredible move in Strength Sap, that's great for healing, and with Regenerator, that's really great. And then you can also use Regenerator Parting Shot, which is incredible. Like, that's such an awesome tool to have. And you can also use Regenerator plus Assault Vest with something like, oh, I forgot to give him Leech Life. That's what I was thinking of. I knew there was something I was forgetting. Hold on. Does this fit? Since we're on Leech Life there. I forgot about that. Leech Life being 60 base power and always heals the opponent. Sorry, what am I trying to say? Sorry, I cannot multitask if you can't tell. It heals him by 100% HP from the damage you dealt. But yeah, regardless, you do have limited coverage, but it's going to get the job done. Thunder Fang, Poison Fang, and Jagged Fangs and Psychic Fangs are all 75 to 85 base power, and then you have Takedown, as well as Gunk Shot in stuff. So, you know, you got all the coverage you need with adaptability, dual stab. You know, you got everything you'll need. You know, Bug as well. You got solid coverage. Nothing too crazy or groundbreaking, but you got everything you would want. For the most part, that makes sense for Carnivine to have. And then you have Coil, which is pretty cool, as well as Swords Dance. Coil or Swords Dance with your priority moves is great. Coil is also really cool with Power Whip and Wicked Blow, both of which are 90% accurate. So it's cool to patch up the inaccuracy there, as well as Gunk Shot being 90% accurate as well. So those 3 pair really nicely with Coil if you want to use that. So yeah, it's really simple buffs and changes here. They're very fitting. Like I said, 91 base speed. He's got pretty solid bulk with an AV. He tanks hits really well with max HP, and plus when he tanks hits really well, you don't always need to oh my god, I am like very tongue-tied right now. You don't always need to run max speed. You do have access to infinite usability capsules and infinite EV training, so you can easily switch your EVs around and run Regenerator for one fight with, you know, all of these utility moves like Acid Spray, Scary Face, and Sweet Scent, which are all buffed. Again, parting shot regen is like Chef's Kiss, beautiful utility right there. You know, toxic spikes, taunt, all kinds of really good utility. With regen is super fun. Also sleep powder, which is buffed to well, it's buffed and nerfed. It's 85% accurate. However, sleep in general always lasts for 2 turns now, besides Yawn and knockout punch, which make the opponent drowsy. But besides those, and Serenade, but besides those 3 moves, all sleep is 2 turns. So that's very consistent. You can get off a guaranteed Swords Dance or a guaranteed Coil. And one of the coolest things you have at level 65 is actually Z Acclimate. Z Acclimate changes your type to match the type on, you know, any move that you have essentially. So you can become a rock type with Jagged Fangs, psychic type with Psychic Fangs, you know, Thunder Fang, Poison Fang, Gunk Shot, Takedown, all these moves. Pure Dark, Pure Grasp, you know, Pure Bug with Leech Life, whatever you want to do, Lunge, all these great moves. Okay, but the really cool part about that is you get a +1 boost to all your stats as well. So you become really fast, really tanky, and really strong. And you get that stab adaptability boost on whatever type you became. So you use adaptability, you use any of those coverage moves, or even just becoming a pure dog type with like Sucker Punch or whatever you want to run, and you become super fast and super strong and very tanky. It's really fun. I also forgot to get Power Trip, so let me put that. So yeah, Power Trip plus Z Acclimate with the Omni boost plus adaptability into a pure dog type is incredibly powerful. Not to mention, it should be dark colored, but not to mention you do have access to sorry. I am very tongue-tied, man. But Power Trip does give you +1 attack each time you click it now. However, it only has 3 PP for balancing reasons, but it's still a great move. It has Strength Stat very early on because I do want to encourage that defensive stuff. Also, Leech Seed plus regen is like really solid. It's just got it's got a lot of great utility, man. Parting Shot's huge. Strength Stat is huge. All kinds of fun stuff he can abuse, and that's really fun because, you know, its speed tier is kind of awkward, and yeah, it can just spam priority, and it is very strong, but I want him to be pretty bulky too. So yeah, the music is starting to loop, so honestly, I'll just leave the video off there. Thank you so much for listening. These buffs are very, very cool and very much needed for Carnivine, a very underrated Pokemon, and I'm really happy to give him some new tools to work with, and he's just an incredibly strong Pokemon with a lot of different things that he can do. So yeah, thank you so much for listening, and I will be back for more Sinnoh Pokemon. We're actually almost done with, we're almost up to legendaries, which is pretty crazy because all of the Medievos are, sorry, all of the final evolution, Sinnoh evolutions are getting skipped because we did those already. So yeah, thank you so much for listening, and I'll be back for more. Bye.